Hey everybody, we're making a Halloween card today. So let's go take a look. So I'm going to be using the rectangles Spellbinders Nestability dies with the Canson XL watercolor paper. And I'm going to be using the watercolor paper because I'm going to be blending with distress inks, and I found that distress inks, whether you're going to turn the inks into watercolor or not, they just kind of blend better on watercolor paper. So I'm just showing you here. Sorry about all the shaky shakes, and I think my boob comes into the picture like a couple of times, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so I cut that out, and that's going to be my card base. And I'm using the my $5 thrift store find, my Spellbinders machine there. So there's the stamps that I'm going to be using. They are Joy to the Woods by Fawn. Let's see, what do we have here? Spectacular by Fawn and Booyah by Fawn. So I wanted to use the birch trees that are in the set, and I'm going to be stamping those with Memento Tuxedo Black ink because I'm going to be coloring them in with colored pencils. So I don't know, I kind of let you see bits and pieces where I struggled getting them straight, and yeah. So it doesn't always work out the way you planned. It doesn't always work out right for you the first time, and that's okay. You just kind of got to keep going. So yeah, I like this ink. I haven't tried any other of the inks, like the hybrid inks or anything. This is just what I have, so that's what I'm using. And there I showed you that it didn't really stamp all the way. And there's my trusty DIY chamois. I talked about that in another video. I just got a chamois from the dollar store and I cut a square off and I use that. So I'm going to just stamp out all of the images that I think that I'm going to use onto this cardstock, which is, I think it's just Walmart 110-pound cardstock, which blends pretty well with the pencils. I don't have any issues or anything. So I'm getting out my people here that I'm going to be coloring. I love that little ghost. He's just so cute and like he's like so carefree and like la la la. I'm gonna do a couple of those. I'm gonna do some tombstones, some grave markers or whatever you want to call them, and the moon. So I used this full adhesive sticky, or what is it, post-it notes to make a mask. And I have like masking fluid and stuff, but it's new to me, the masking fluid. So it's like I'll make a mask and I'll go, oh dang, I could have used this. But it's whatever, you guys. It's old school. That's what I'm used to. So I just show you on camera how you just kind of, I don't know, fussy cut. I was getting in my own way there. Let's get this all cut out. And there we go. It's all cut out, so I'm going to move on to my VersaFine ink, and I'm going to be stamping with that because I'm going to do some ink blending with the Tim Holtz Distress inks on the watercolor paper, and this ink won't smear. So I fast forwarded all this stuff, but it did have a few seconds to dry while I was putting everything away. So I'm going to mask that off because I want to create a kind of glow around the moon. Now that one, I tried to put all the stuff like in the frame so you guys can see it, but that one was squeezed lemonade, and that's the one where I try to create kind of a hue. And I know like the moon doesn't glow yellow, but that, I mean, what can you do on white paper? You know what I'm saying? So here I have chipped sapphire, dusty concord, tumbled glass, and stormy sky. And with those, I'm going to try and make a sort of magical nighttime Halloween sky, if you guys have ever seen one of those before. So I just go in, you notice I kind of fast forwarded this, so you might not, maybe you'll catch it, but I kind of dab it off, yeah, there you go, onto the craft mat because like what happened kind of right there, I didn't want like a full-on like smudge from my ink blending tool, and those are so easy to get. So I kind of dab it off onto the side and then with a light hand try and start off the paper and work my way around. And I'm trying to go in like a circle sort of motion that sort of looks like the moon's like casting this hue down, if you, I don't know if you know what I'm saying. So that one is spun sugar that I'm using. So I just kept thinking about like a nighttime fall sky, just the magic of Halloween, and I don't know, that's where my mind was going with that. So I just go like back and forth until I kind of am happy with what I'm doing. And I'm pretty sure yeah, I do. I bring in black soot to kind of darken up the outsides a bit. And you just got kind of go back and forth until you like it. Um, Sometimes it just looks like a bloody mess. There you go. There's the black soot. But with what else that with, okay, with the other stuff that I'm going to do to it, you really don't notice the mistakes. I mean, there's always a few ways to cover it up so that you don't have to like throw away all the work you've done. There's the spun sugar again. I was like blending out the harshness of like, so the colors can sort of blend with each other together, but I couldn't get the blue, the lightest blue, tumble glass, too close to the moon. Since I used yellow, I didn't want to make the sky green. So here we go. I'm going to mask this off. I'm just using some full sheets of the post excuse me, the post-it note paper. And when I'm done with those, I just stick them right back on because I can use them again for something else. And for that, I'm going to use forest moss and frayed burlap for the ground. And again, I do the same thing. I kind of tap it off and then I go on. Now I can't, yeah, see that it comes up. So I couldn't do it really in a circular motion, more so a sweeping motion I had to do because the sticker paper, the post-it note would come up. So I started from the post-it note and worked my way off. And then, what color was that? Did you guys see that? Because I didn't catch it. Oh, well, some kind of, oh, I think it was vintage photo. Vintage photo. They kind of darken up the corners and stuff. Okay, so I get a lot of okay so's. Yeah, there we go. See, like I pull that up and I'm kind of like, I don't really like that whiteness down there. So I put the post-it notes back on and my paper's going to slip out from underneath there. But I fix it. You guys, this video was originally like, with all the little clips that I recorded, was like an hour. You know, between stopping and, I'm sure it was longer than an hour because, you know, being a mom, you stop and cook or whatever, play referee. So I'm sure it was more than an hour, but I was able to cut it down quite a bit to 23 minutes, and that's even kind of long. So anyways, so I peeled that little mask up, and I'm just kind of looking around, and I was looking, I'm like, okay, yeah, I like it. I think it's all right. And I think I set it to the side. Oh, nope. Here's the fun part. Sorry. So here I'm going to get out my Gansai Tambi watercolor palette set, and I'm going to get out the Liquitex iridescent medium. I'm going to use both of those. I'm going to use the white in that one, and then the medium, the iridescent medium in the other one. And I didn't want to stop to go get a cup of water, so I just squirted out the water from that brush. Now, I should have used a different brush, like a smaller brush, because you'll get smaller little paint splatters. It'll be like a finer mist. But in the end, it worked out fine. But as I was doing it, I was like, dang, I should have used a smaller brush. But I just used that because I had it in my hand from getting the water out of it. So I'm going to dab some of that up because, yeah, it just splattered everywhere. I struggled opening that bottle. There was probably about a good 3 minutes of video me trying to open that bottle, so I'm glad I cut that up. And let me know if you guys like it, like if you notice a quality difference in this video versus the other tutorial that I put up. Does it look more crisp or anything? Because I'm using my my cell phone versus my video camera. When I first started YouTube, my video camera was like high tech, you know what I'm saying? But now not so much because, you know, like it just stuff just ages so quickly. Like it's old in terms of electronics now, so it doesn't have like doesn't record at a high enough definition. For me anyway, because I see other people's videos and I'm like, wow, that looks amazing. No, no, kitty. Sorry, he's scratching my chair. So let me know anyway if you think this looks any like crisper or clear. My other one looks to me compared to other people's kind of fuzzy. Stop it, kitty. Y'all are here in real life right now. Come here. Okay, so you see, sorry, my distraction. I'm coming in with my Prismacolor pencils. Love Prismacolor pencils. I've not tried any other sort of professional, like artist grade colored pencil, so I can't tell you about those. But these compared to, you know, like old school Crayola or Michael's brand or there are some lower grade like Lowell Cornell, even those like these like rock. I love absolutely love these colored pencils. So the ones that I'm using on the tree are a 90% cool gray, and I'm using a 30% warm gray, and then, oh, you hear my kitty kitty? He's meowing. And then a 50%, oh, this is French gray. So I use those three grays, and then I'm going to do a bit of shading. Like, well, you see, I'm doing some shading right now, but I'm going to bring in some black to make it a little darker because I'm trying to make it look like the moon is sort of casting light on one side of the branches, or of the, not branch, what the heck? Okay, tree. On one side of the tree. So yeah, I'm just go back and forth with the different grays and try to blend it and make everything look real nice. And then I'll go in with black, and then I'll go in with a little bit of white to try and add a little more um, like brightness to one side of the tree, like a little more light. No, no, squeakers. He's being naughty. I see you. I sure do. So yep, you just go back and forth. Like at first I wasn't using a like blending tool. I was just blending with my pencils, you know. Because if you do it light enough and you go over and kind of layer, you can make it happen. But I did go in with a my Prismacolor colorless blender. It's like I showed this in a recent haul video. It's just a colored pencil. It looks like, there you go, there it is right there. It looks like a colored pencil, but it is a little blender thingy. So I just kind of was smoothing out the black that was on the side. And it takes away, you know, you guys, I don't know if you guys know this, you can even use a blending stump without the liquid on it, and it will soften your pencil strokes that are on the paper. Like sometimes the papers you use, like say if you use craft paper or something, or like I was experimenting and coloring on lightweight chipboard, or like my friend Amy, she was coloring, but she was watercoloring, but she might want to try this. If she was coloring on cork with the colored pencil, you can totally use the stump without any blending fluid, you know, like the blending liquids, and it'll soften up your pencil strokes on the paper, you know, because sometimes your the tooth of the paper is just so like pronounced and it's like rough to color on, and your pencil will show that. So you can use the either one the blending colored pencil, or the stump without the liquid if you don't have the liquid, and it works. So you guys should try that. So here I'm going in with the little ghosties, and I did a couple of different grays, but then I decided, well, my trees are gray, so I think I'm going to make them a little bit different. So my little top ghosty, I went in with, I think it was chartreuse, and then this ghost here, I went in with some lilac, and I'm just kind of blending the gray and the purple together, but kind of blending it out into the white so there's not such a hard line of purple, because I'm trying to make him look like he's picking up the colors of the sky, like trying to make them both look like that, because they're, in my head, they would be sort of translucent. So, and then I'm going in there with a little bit of a darker one. I believe that was mulberry. Yep. So just back and forth, blend it out. And that's all I did. I just kept going back and forth. And then I don't have the dyes to these things, so when I was finally done coloring, I was like, oh heck, they do not want to watch me cut out all of this stuff. I have some dyes, but I tell you what, I do not have like anything up to date. I don't own, and I would love to. Don't get me wrong. I don't own any of the newer. Well, they're kind of new, like last year new, but like the stitched rectangles or the stitched circles, anything like up to date like that. Pff, I don't own any of that stuff. So I'm still old school, and I'll draw my stitching on, onto the cardstock. I want that stuff. I really do, but I just don't have any of it. And these either, I don't have. I have dies, but I don't have, with the exception of some that Michael's put out with some Hero Art stamps, like matching die sets for Christmas and stuff. That's all that I have. I don't have any that cut out these images, so I have to hand cut them every time. And here I just showed you that I went in with the Sharpie and I brought out some of the black lines to bring, more detail. There you go. Oh, I gotta cut everything out. It just brings out more detail. And I showed you I cut that with my Fiskars X-Acto knife. I got all the white out of there. And then I'm pretty sure, yep. So I take this, okay, I know lots of people use their brush markers to like stroke the outside of their die or their cut pieces, but it destroys my brush markers. My Tim Holtz, my black one, my Distress ink marker, or whatever those are called, it like ruined it. And I don't want to do that. So I take a cheap old Sharpie and do just what I did. Lay it on a piece of paper and trace the outside, and it works fine. So I'm just going to place all my stuff and see where I want it. And then I think this is where, yeah, tucking him in, I realized, wait a minute, I want some dimension to my tree. So that's what I'm going to do. As I take a sip of my coffee. Oh, and I put some eyelashes on her because I wanted her to be a girl. Okay, so here we go. I use this Tombow Mono. I need more of this stuff too. This Tombow Mono liquid adhesive. I love that glue. I really do. It doesn't warp your paper. That's the thing with liquid glues, is that they just curl everything, but nope, this stuff is awesome. And then here I just used some of my trusty dollar store foam adhesive, and I cut it into smaller pieces so that it would stick onto that tree. So, or fit, you wouldn't be able to see it from behind. And then I put some more Tombow on this one. And I had to pick it up, I think, because being so far away from the camera, I couldn't see if I had any glue on it. Here we go. So see how I did it to where no, kitty. The moon casts its light on those sides of the trees. I know, come here. So I wanted my little ghosty to pop up as well, and I stuck him in the trees like he's like, la la la. He's frolicking in the Halloween moonlight. And I put some Tombow on him, and he's one-dimensional. I just stick him or her right down there. Yes. And I make one of the gravestones, tombstones, grave markers, dimensional. I love this glue. I really need to get some more. I have the aqua glue as well. So that's the Booyah set, and I'm going to use Happy Haunting. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Happy Haunting. What am I saying? I'm pretty sure. I have the card sitting right in front of me. So I had to fuss with that placement for a while. So I cut a lot of that out. Finally got it right because of how I have to sit. Like, I had to be sure that it was you know, like lined up right. And I was like, yes, I didn't make it crooked. And here I decide that I want to make my moon shimmer. And I'm going to show you that I had stamped it off onto that first paper that I cut everything out of, and I'm trying to decide which glitter, stickles, there you go, that I want. I tried gold, I'm like right now, and I tried yellow, and I put it down, I'm like, eh. And then the trusty diamond stickles, man, that gets me every time. Oh no, I said no, that wouldn't work. Purple wasn't gonna work. That's the diamond stickles right there. Oh my gosh, if I could just like bathe in diamond stickles, oh, I love this stuff. And I'm just going to glitter up my moon. Let's see here. What do we do next? Oh, I'm going to go in with, those are my jelly roll pens. You guys know about those. And I just scribble it off to make sure the liquid comes out. And I'm going to go and I'm just going to add some details. You might not be able to see them on the ghosts, but I can. So that's what counts, right? I put them on the gravestones, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to highlight some areas of the tree. It creates more dimension, just makes it look a little neater. It's a little something. Just add a little something in there. I'm looking at the card right now, and it did turn out good. I'm happy. And because I used my Spellbinders rectangle die to cut out that panel, I didn't have. Now, if I would have cut out some pattern paper, well, no, I could have used the bigger, the rectangle die that I used, there's one up from that one bigger size, which would have been the whole front of a card. So that I could have cut out of the pattern paper. Now, oh my gosh, I always cut that stuff wrong. Always. I'm just such a moron when it comes to cutting stuff. So there's my Wink of Stella pen. And everything's gonna have glitter. Well, the ghosts and the gravestones. They need to sparkle in the moonlight. Yes. Okay, so there is my Michaels cardstock. 110 pound. This stuff is so thick. Joann's has a similar. But that's 8.5 by 11. It's cut at to be 4 1/4 by 5.5. A top folding card. I prefer top folding cards. And then there, see, I'm able to place it, and everything just looks kind of okay. You know, nothing's off, and I'm like, yes. So I take my foam adhesive and I stick it all over the darn place. And there you have it. There's my fancy card. I think it turned out good. But I'm going to try and decorate the inside. I, most of the time, forget about this. But I think to myself, I'm going to go show my husband, and he's going to say, why didn't you do the inside? So I made sure I did the inside. So guys, for whatever reason, my video was cut off and my voiceover was like out of sync with it. But anyways, that was my card tutorial for these few lawn fawn sets. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you think. Let me know if you guys got inspired, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.